Jacob.
Are you already done with your homework?
Yeah.
All of it?
Well, most of it.
Then no.
I'm gonna have to go in for tutoring in the morning. I did as much as I can.
You haven't even cleaned your room or done your homework or anything.
I can clean it really quick. Please? Can I have some money?
Money? I just asked you an hour ago to fold some laundry, but you decided to get on the internet. And now you want money for the movies? I don't think so.
But Mom.
I said no.
Fine. If I fold the laundry, can I have some money?
No. I'm not even talking about it until you do what I asked you to do, okay?
Fine, I'm giving money until you fold the stupid laundry.
Hello?
Hey, Jacob.
Are you coming?
No, I don't know yet.
Jessica, you cannot miss this movie. You sure you can't sneak out?
Yeah, I'll call you later when I figure it out.
Fine. Be a loser and stay at home.
Bye.
Bye.
Mom, is this money yours?
Hi, I'm Mark Matlock. Sometimes our parents can be our friends, at other times they can be our foes. In fact, sometimes their role changes quickly. We have to remember, parents are people too. They make mistakes, and they have the ability to hurt us. In fact, it's been said that people that love us the most can often cause the most hurt.
I don't love my dad. That's not very fun to say. I don't love my dad because what he's done, and he's never been like a nice guy to us. Just what he's done is not very father-like. Dad shouldn't do that. Last year, like, he came out about having like a problem with alcohol. He would forget to pay the bills and stuff, so we're in debt now. And he would always pay the bills, and my mom wouldn't know if he did or he didn't. So it was hard because we never had any money and we didn't know why. And he would buy alcohol and we wouldn't know, and he would buy a lot of it. And he would still go to work, but he would miss a lot, or he wouldn't do his work when he was at work. It just sometimes I can tell he was like drunk when he would drive me places, and I was scared. The pain that he inflicted on our family is not very cool. You never really know what he's gonna say to you if he's drunk. It would be a lot easier around the house and everything if my parents just got a divorce. Because when he's gone on business trips, it's so nicer. It's quieter, it's cleaner. I don't just find it hard to obey my parents because my dad doesn't really set the rules. My mom does, because I think he knows that we don't respect him anymore. I never blame my mom because I love my mom to death. If she died, I would die too, so I haven't forgiven my father for what he did. I don't think he deserves forgiveness.
Do you think Rachel's father should be forgiven? Do you need to be forgiven? My heart goes out to Rachel because her father has done some very hurtful things to her and her family. And there's no doubt about it that she's been wounded and injured. But parents are people too. They make mistakes and they do hurtful things. And just like us, they need forgiveness. You know, God has forgiven all of us for our sin. All of us were guilty of sin. And it's only through Jesus Christ's blood that we were forgiven. And because we've been forgiven, we should in turn forgive others, even our parents, even when they've done things that are painful and hurtful. Do you need to forgive your parents for something? It's not an easy thing to do, is it? But don't have any expectations that forgiveness will completely, just magically make all of your problems go away. Just because you forgive your parents doesn't mean that you won't still have some hurt feelings from time to time. It doesn't mean that you'll instantly have trust, nor does it mean that you should trust them just because you've forgiven them. In fact, many times I found that forgiveness is more for me. It helps take the pressure off my life of what's been done to me. It keeps me from allowing bitterness to stir up in my life and anger to form in my life, spinning my life out of control. Forgiveness is sometimes more for me than it is for the person I'm forgiving. So how about you? Is there something you need to forgive your parents for? Maybe your parents haven't done something so hurtful to you, but I'm pretty sure there's come a point in time in your life when you felt that your parents were unfair.
My life growing up, it doesn't sound that exciting, or it wasn't that hard. I mean, my dad has been a doctor, and so we've been able to have pretty much everything we need, and then some things that we want. My parents are conservative with their money. Whenever like something breaks down, we can pay for it. If we need clothes, we can get clothes. We can get nice clothes too. A lot of my friends' dads are doctors as well, and they're specialized, and they get all this ridiculously nice stuff. It makes me feel like my parents should be able to buy those kind of things for me. My friends don't usually make me feel bad, but they usually bring up the fact that my dad's a doctor. They'd be like, dude, your dad's a doctor. He could easily get that for you.
So, Mom, how about that new laptop for graduation? It's kind of like a deal. If you don't get a car for graduation, then you get a laptop for graduation. As if I haven't got a car for graduation.
And so, this is written somewhere in the Old and New Testament. Which one?
Hezekiah 13, actually.
In our living room, I don't know if it's a rule. Well, it kind of was a rule in my head that in a living room, you're supposed to have the biggest TV. Well, up until about 2 years ago, we had a 13-inch little VHS TV in the living room, which just irritated the mess out of me because all my other friends had 42-inch plasmas in their living rooms and their bedrooms, and so I felt like I was missing out on all the benefits of being a doctor's kid. Whenever I was looking for colleges, it kind of surprised me when my parents said, okay, the most money we're gonna pay for college is about $12,000 a year. Anything other than that, you're gonna have to get scholarships, which made me pretty irate just because they had been spending $5,000, $6,000 a year on my high school because I went to a private high school, and then they didn't want to pay that much more for me to go to college. But I figured they were saving up for college or something. I was like, where's the money going? My dad's one of those guys, one of those kind of guys that he's real generous outside of his family, which in turn makes a lot of his money not go to getting cool stuff at the house or for me. I hate to say it, but I do get mad at my dad's generosity every now and then because it seems like he's always giving, because it seems like we could be living so much better if he just, I don't know, cut what he was giving in half. We could all be driving nicer cars. I could have a laptop. I could do a lot more cool things.
Well, Ben's a very honest guy, and if we're all honest, we probably have thought many of the things that Ben was able to share with us. Sometimes there are things we want and we don't get them, and that causes conflict. Sometimes our parents are foes because they've done some wrong things to us, some hurtful things. But at other times, conflict that we have with our parents that turns them into foes stems from something inside of us. James chapter 4 says, "What causes quarrels and fights among you? Isn't it that you want things but you don't get them?" Our own pride and selfishness can sometimes be the source of our conflict with parents, and we have to be honest with our side of the situation. Anytime that there's a conflict between you and your parents, figure out who is responsible for what. What percentage of the issue is your parents' responsibility? What percentage of the issue is yours? All that God wants you to do is be responsible for your piece of the conflict. That's all that's asked of you. So, what selfish problems have gotten you into problems with your mom and dad and turned them into foes? You want to restore that so that they can be friends again. So let's take a look at where we've been. We've taken a look at our parents being friends and foes, realizing that they're people, just like everybody else. They make mistakes, and they've got some good qualities too. We've also taken a look at the fact that we need to forgive. That requires humility to say, I'm going to forgive my parents for the wrongs that they've done in my life, no matter what those wrongs are, so that the healing can begin. We've also taken a look at the fact that we have to look to ourselves and ask ourselves if there's any selfish pride in our own lives that we need to take care of. And once again, humble ourselves before our parents and say, I was wrong. Well, I hope this can help you have better relationships with your parents, turning them from foes into friends. Thanks for watching.